Hey guys, welcome to the Money Glitch model video of the course. Alright, so the Money Glitch model is a system designed and built off of the sole fact of liquidity getting induced into the market. Okay, so what is an inducement? Well, Google's definition is a thing that persuades or influences someone to do something. So what you'll see is that the market will influence people or traders to buy and sell. Okay, so the market will induce early buyers and sellers in the market. Alright, so the market runs off of liquidity. If it is insufficient to one side, the market will induce it just so we can continue moving in the correct direction. So the money glitch model is a three-step process. Number one is the buildup of liquidity. Number two is the trap move clearing liquidity. And number three is placing the entry. All right, so number one, the buildup of liquidity. The first and the most important step is the buildup. Without a buildup, the model is completely invalid. You must be able to identify where early traders were induced into the market using one of the four buildups given to you. Okay, so this one right here is the trend slash channel. This one right here is your breakout buildup. This one right here is your break and retest. And this one right here is your smart money concepts. Okay, so I showed both directions, right? So you guys can better understand it. All right, so what this means is that when price has a pullback from here, okay, coming into this area, we don't trade with structure, so we can't take a trade here. All right, so what you want to see is a buildup occur. Okay, so this right here is your buildup. We want to see one of these four buildups occur over here, or else the the setup or the model is not valid. All right, number two. So number two is the trap move clearing liquidity. So the second step is seeing that buildup and liquidity getting cleared. Once this happens, it provides us the opportunity to trade price in the opposite direction. Okay, so for example, over here, as you can see, this right here, let me actually turn this red first. Okay, so as you can see right here, the market had a move down, came into this low right here, and you see this move up, right? So this right here is your buildup. After this buildup right here occurs, right, you want to see the clearing of that liquidity, okay? Because when this buildup right here occurs, now it means there is liquidity underneath here, all right? So once this liquidity gets cleared, which was done right here, now you have the opportunity, or the market will potentially give you an opportunity to trade towards this high right here, okay? So trade in the opposite direction towards this high. All right, number three, placing the entry. Once the first two steps are completed, now it's finally time to be looking for your entry. Okay, so buys will be below the low and sells will be above the highs. Okay, so if you look at this example right here, right, after this liquidity was cleared, right, you essentially want to be buying below these lows. Okay, so when price has a pullback right here, you want to look for an entry somewhere here. We use something called liquidity blocks, which will be taught later on. All right, that's how we enter the markets. But yeah, anyways, this is essentially where you will look for your entry and then potentially take it towards this high right here. Okay, and later on in this video, I'll explain why this high is very important. And yeah, pretty much. All right, so next, the inducement high. Okay, so the money glitch model provides us an opportunity to buy into it, okay, when there is an inducement high. Once we get the buildup of buyers and the trap move to the downside, clearing the buildup or the liquidity, then we can look to buy into the inducement high, okay? This high right here is very important. Why? Because this right here is your inducement high. Okay. So let me actually change the color to, I don't know. Let me change it to orange. Actually, no. Let me change it to blue. Okay, so when the market has this move down, right, and comes into this low and then has a buildup, right? So when the market has this buildup that occurs, and then after the buildup, once the lows are swept, right, or once the buildup is cleared, the high or the low that was printed during that buildup is your inducement high or your inducement low. Okay, so this right here is your inducement high. Okay, so what you can do is look for entries towards that inducement high. Okay, so let's say the market starts moving up and has this pullback. You want to be buying below this low up to your inducement high. And same thing goes for your inducement low. Okay, so the inducement low would be like this. All right, so this would be your inducement low right here. Why is this your inducement low? Well, because if you look right here, the market, when it pulled back to this low, it had a buildup and then it cleared it, right? So the low that was printed from that buildup is your inducement low. Okay, so that reaction from this high right here, and the low that was printed from that reaction is your inducement low. What you want to be doing is selling from above these highs towards your inducement low. Okay, so this is the end of the video. In the next video, well, I believe Marco will be explaining inducement high and low on the next video, more in depth. But yeah, this is it for now. And I'll see you guys later.